Greetings from Storybrooke. I'm Bill Meeks.
And I'm Anne-Marie DeSimone.
And this is the time of your life. I never felt that way before. We also talk about ABC's hit series, Once Upon a Time, and related media this week.
Lots of related media.
So how are you doing, Anne-Marie?
I'm doing spectacular. How are you doing?
Excellent, as she takes a sip from her mojito. How's the hiatus treating you? Are you missing lunch yet? It's been 8 days.
Is it 8 days? Once upon a time.
I can't breathe. I haven't had once in 8 days.
I believe, what was it, on yesterday afternoon? I said, oh, and then we'll sit down and watch Once Upon a Time tonight. And you looked at me like, there's no Once Upon a Time.
There is no Once Upon a Time, but that's okay because we still have stuff
we have
to talk about.
plenty of to talk about.
Right up top, we're going to be talking about the new Once Upon a Time graphic novel, Anne-Marie, if you want to show them, Out of the Past, which our good buddy Hope sent us to read/review. We got Anne-Marie to read a comic book.
Anne-Marie read a comic book. And
then right after that, we're going to have an interview with Liz and Roxy from Regal Con about, everything going on there. And, maybe if you're in chat, we'll give you some spoilers as to what we're planning for greetings presents at Regal Con.
I thought you were hiding the chat from yourself.
I am, except for right down there.
Oh.
But, yeah, and then we also have a little bit of news and a little bit of feedback, too. So it'll be a good time. A
little bit of mail.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess...
We have real mail.
Do you want to go ahead and get that out of the way?
No.
No? Okay,
it is in the dock.
Okay, it's in the dock.
It's in the dock when we are to open the mail.
But, usually I would throw to the rhyming episode summary. We don't have a rhyming summary.
Okay, so we should just say, sing me a story, sing me a rhyme,
sing me a something.
Once upon a time. Yes, I have hand gestures, and I'm keeping them going week to week. You're going to find it, aren't you?
The thing is, I know I downloaded it to have it around, but I can't find it. No.
I'm sure Amy's happy about that.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
I found it. Hopefully it's not too loud. Sing me a story.
Sing me
a rhyme.
Sing all about what happened once upon a time. When I sing a story or I sing a rhyme, it's as though I've heard it for the very first time.
Was that a sheep?
Okay.
Was that a sheep?
It was a sheep. It was definitely a sheep. Sorry, Amy, we had to play that for you.
Sorry, it's an addiction now.
Okay, so I guess we should go ahead and get started talking about the graphic novel here.
Okie dokie.
As we mentioned, it's called Out of the Past. It's a graphic novel, 4 stories. We'll have a link in the show notes at greetingsfromstorybrooke.com to where you can go and buy it and everything. But 4 stories in it. Dead in the Water, which is a Captain Hook story, Killian Jones. Truth and Daggers, which is a Rumple and Bell story. A Ghost, which is a Regina story, and a Tea Party in March, which is a Mad Hatter story.
In case you couldn't figure that one out.
Yeah, and we are going to try and... we understand, not everyone who's watching the show might be picking up the comics, so we're going to try and keep it kind of spoiler-free.
As spoiler-free as we can.
Yeah.
So...
But first up is Dead in the Water, starring Captain Hook, Killian Jones himself. What did you think overall, Anne-Marie?
Not terrible. Okay, first of all... Let's just go with Anne-Marie's not a comic person.
Very true.
Okay, so let's just get that out in the open for anyone who doesn't know. Click. I don't know. I wasn't too into it. I don't hate the art. I don't love the art, but I don't hate the art.
Why don't you show them some of the art from that story?
Let me show you a little bit of the art here.
From Dead in the Water. Which, by the way, we usually stream this Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. EST at live.universebox.com. But I enjoyed the story. It was
anybody can see
it. It was fun enough, I guess. It kind of reminded me in style and even just like the plot of the story reminded me of an old Silver Age pirate comic book from like EC Comics or something like that, or such as was kind of a... not lampoon, but referenced in the world of Watchmen. If you've ever read the comic book Watchmen, an old like pirate horror comic, which it was a lot of fun, and even had like kind of the ambiguous ending that most of those stories usually had. Well, was it a ghost? Wasn't it? That sort of thing. I also have a hard time believing Killian makes a very big choice concerning his brother Liam towards the end of the story
Yeah.
that I'm not sure that Hook would make or Killian would make, even if what is suggested is the case as far as
Right.
Liam is concerned.
I liked about it that we got to see Pirate Killian versus Sappy and Lovesick Killian of Storybrooke, because that's getting on my nerves. You're Captain Hook. So I like this Killian a little better. Not terribly surprised that we see him follow his emotions, sort of like how Bill said. We see him. Hard to believe he's making some of the choices he does make, but he's following his emotions on a lot of it. But there's one like main crew person who sort of tries to talk him down off those emotions and everything.
Yeah.
And it would be really nice if that would have been Smee instead of like a guy with the mustache.
Yeah, it was just like some random guy.
And I think it should have been Smee. Because, I mean, one of the, from what I understand, one of the points of this is to be able to get some of those types of characters some more stories.
Yeah, and get kind of the more background story with all of them and everything. And we do see that a little bit in the other stories too. I guess that next up we'll go ahead and talk Truth and Daggers, the Rumbell storyline. Overall, what'd you think of this one, Anne-Marie?
I actually like this one a little bit more. There was a lot of bits and pieces of it. Bits and baubles, if you will, that I really enjoyed. Then there were some that I was just like, I mean, the main part of the story wasn't the interesting part to me.
Yeah, I definitely felt like this one felt the closest to the characters from Once Upon a Time. Is from out of all the stories, they definitely nailed Rumple and Belle's characters the most. It's also interesting because I don't know, and I had to go and look up the name of it, which is stupid because it's a completely obvious name. But we get the origin for Pandora's Box in this book, which
you really had to look up Pandora's Box.
Well, I forgot it was called Pandora's Box. I just thought that little box that Hook and Rumple and Pan were fighting over and trying to trap each other in and all that kind of stuff from the Neverland arc. But we get the origin, or we find out how Rumple got Pandora's Box and why Belle knew exactly what it was when Ariel came to look for it back in the Neverland arc.
I didn't even dawn on me with that.
Yeah, and like I said, I thought the story was pretty accurate to the characters, but this time period in Winston, it's where Belle's relentlessly hopeful about turning the Dark One around and the whole Stockholm Syndrome thing. It feels like a little bit played out. I think that's a complaint I've had a little bit about the series too, is just like they just keep going and adding more stuff into these little nooks and crannies of the timeline. And I understand that's the concept of the show with the flashbacks and everything.
Right.
And it must be really hard as a writer to do it. But
I can't even imagine. We all know I'm obsessed with timelines. They have to literally have a crazy story Bible. It's got to be on tiny type.
For sure.
Because it's just crazy.
Yeah, forgive me here. It's all right. They didn't hear it. Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry,
I forgot to turn the music
off. So my favorite scene is when Belle goes to town. It's very, very Beauty and the Beast, the beginning of the cartoon for Disney. Visually and thematically, because it looks like that same middle of the town market. I actually thought I saw the fountain that she sits in. I didn't, but everything else is so.
Oh, like that fountain from the opening number and everything?
The opening number where she sits and she's reading and all of that. So
yeah, I see Amy P in the chat room at live.universebox.com saying, I'm not really a comic book person, but not sure if I want to read this or not. If you're not a comic book person, I would actually suggest you could probably skip it and get by with reading the summaries if you want to know what happened. Because, I mean, I think these stories are considered official canon.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah, but mainly just because I would hate to see a non-comic book fan pick up this book expecting to get turned on to comics because they liked Once Upon a Time. Because the stories were kind of uneven in parts and the artwork was a little uneven.
Well, it was 4 different books. within one and four different, very different artistic styles.
Although I will say, and if you want to try and find it, the one with the panels that I pointed out when I was,
that one.
there was one really cool shot, very comic booky shot in the Rumbell story, the Truth and Daggers, that I just wanted to point out real quick, just because I loved it so much. It's basically Belle's attending to a childhood friend of hers that she's found in the town and everything. And Rumple calls for her, and she runs over to the side of the panel and peeks over into the next panel where Rumple's standing, leaning against the wall, which, if Once Upon a Time was just a comic book, I'm sure you'd see Rumpelstiltskin involved in that sort of stuff
like that
all the time.
Oh, okay. So as I was saying, that middle of the town scene is also very thematic because the entire town's talking about her.
Yeah.
But instead of them talking about, hey, there's that weird girl, it's, hey, there's the Dark One's servant. But it's still all very similar. I do feel like this is probably one of the most relevant stories to...
There goes that Belle girl with the Dark One walking. If you don't respect her, he will kill you.
He will yell.
He will yell.
Would have been much better there.
Yeah, I lost it.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess... did you have something else?
I still
Okay,
had
go
other
ahead.
things.
Go ahead.
But it also shows how she wins his trust over and over again, and she keeps doing things to keep his trust, and he keeps being a not so nice person that needs shoved back over the line again. Also, the art with this one, not a huge fan. It's really it's very watercolory and everything.
Yeah.
And very pretty, except sometimes Belle looks like a potato.
See, I had that problem in one of the stories coming up too. So.
Oh, it was there too, but the faces fluctuated from panel to panel.
And I mean, you have to understand too, this is from Marvel Comics. It's a licensed property from Marvel Comics, which means it's probably pretty much assembly line work. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the creators working on this weren't aware of the property until they got the assignment, because that happens a lot. Where I remember there was books that came out in support of the Three Musketeers movie with Tim Curry back in the early 90s. And they were like that. I remember being so excited to pick them up because I wasn't going to get to see the movie, but I could sneak them home from the comic shop or whatever.
Right.
And they just weren't, they were very assembly line kind of work.
Yeah, but I mean, they have pictures to go by. They have tons. I'm sorry. She looks like a potato.
Little bit. Just a little bit.
She looks like a potato. And I love Belle, but... Anyway, as you were saying.
Okay, well, let's see here. Why don't we go ahead and move on to the next one here? And I don't think we'll spend too much time on this one because neither of us
I've
really
got
dug it too
nothing
much.
really to say.
Ghost, which featured the evil queen Regina, and I don't know. Like, basically, we get to meet Daniel's brother William.
Yep.
Daniel being the stable boy, Regina's
In case
true
you don't
love,
remember.
and all that stuff.
Daniel.
But we get to meet William, who comes looking for Regina because he blames Regina for Daniel's death because she shouldn't have been associating with a commoner anyway.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think Daniel's brother really has all the information here, and Regina's trying to inform him, like, no,
this
Snow
is what happened.
messed with me. Like, I was wronged here, too. Let's team up or whatever. But so he doesn't really have all the information when he comes at Regina, but I also think he picks up right away that Regina's kind of dark and off the deep end and shouldn't be trusted. And I think if he had come and Regina was, nice, not the evil queen,
Right.
that he might have been able to be swayed a little bit. But again, a fine enough story. But the one big complaint I had was that Regina felt way underpowered, both in magic and in terms of like character, like wherewithal. She wasn't the strong evil queen that we know from the show.
That's phrased much better than what I put. You see my sub point?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I don't know if that's giving anything away. Yeah, it might be.
No, I think it's okay.
It's okay. Okay,
Yeah.
she gets thrown in a hole, and she is stuck there.
Throw the witch in the hole.
Well, she's stuck there for a minute before he de-arms her or whatever. Okay. Also, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep complaining about the art. They had to have had a picture of Lana Parrilla. What is that?
That's the evil queen.
That is not Lana Parrilla.
Lana Parrilla.
And the entire thing is really dark and distracting for me, which I'm sure is normal. But no, I couldn't follow. It's dark and gloomy.
Well, I think honestly, I think it might have helped a little bit if you I'd given you a primer in how to read comics too.
I can.
Well, I mean, there's a specific flow, and Scott McCloud in the book Understanding Comics does a really good job of explaining it to people who haven't been reading comics all their lives in about 3 pages. In Sesame Street actually did a really good. No, I'm serious though. I'm not trying to patronize or anything, but I mean,
telling me to read a Sesame Street book. Guys.
no, I'm just saying Sesame Street did a really good comic for Free Comic Book Day a couple of years ago that teaches you how to read comics too, and I'd recommend that to anyone looking to
I mean, I could follow it.
Mm-hmm.
I get really distracted by the art that doesn't look like it was hard for me to even see what was going on in the panels.
Yeah, and that was
Excuse me.
one of my big issues with the next story too. Although I really liked it overall, and that's a Tea Party in March with the Mad Hatter, Jefferson, which I am sure Hope is waiting on
Waiting with bated breath for our review
opinions on this because she loves Jefferson, but
what? She loves Jefferson.
I know, right? But one of the things that really kind of struck me about it first off was the art. Like the art was very soft and the faces didn't look right. I absolutely hated it until they got to Wonderland, and then once they got to Wonderland, I thought it fit a little better. But yeah, you can. Here, let me.
Give me my camera.
Here we go. Yeah, you can see.
I love this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like
That
when he
was beautiful.
first gets there. Oh, with the hair forest and everything. Yeah. But once it gets to Wonderland, it's a very, very good style. But it just doesn't feel right in the first because this is the story of Jefferson's wife, more or less.
Really is.
What's his daughter's name? I forget his
Grace.
Grace's mother. And the story of how they met, fell in love, all that kind of stuff, and what ultimately happened with her. But yeah, lots of really fun kind of a little trippy artwork in Wonderland, and it definitely fits a lot better once they get there. And just to cut one, Jefferson's wife remarks, "You're a portal jumper." Like they're a very common thing. I didn't think. Based on the whole premise of the show and Rumple and everything, like they were that big of a deal, but we keep finding out more and more.
More and more people can travel the realms, which is really weird.
I was also disappointed they didn't show the White Rabbit after.
But they referenced them.
They did reference them. I really also, and this is as much as it's a story about Jefferson and his wife, it's also kind of the origin story of the March Hare. Mm-hmm. And I really love the story. I won't give too much away, but I'll just say that much like Jefferson, the March Hare has a very horror-themed, sort of like sick and twisted horror movie kind of origin story. So it's a lot of fun. And I also thought it was interesting that this story was the only one that didn't involve someone from out of the past returning from the dead, or supposedly returning from the dead, or fake out.
William wasn't.
What's that?
William wasn't a fake out, or
no, it was at first because she thought it was Daniel at first.
Oh, okay, I can see that.
And then Belle had her childhood friend who she thought was dead forever, and then obviously Killian with no spoilers. But yeah, this was actually probably my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah.
Especially just because it was just so nice to kind of explore Wonderland and Jefferson again. It's been over a year now.
It's been a long time. Yes.
We had any Wonderland in our lives.
It also had probably twice as many pages. Mm-hmm. So they took more time dedicating to it.
Yeah, and
I felt like they were more careful.
This feels almost like a story that they had written out in the story or the series Bible for the show and just never got around to telling because Jefferson got cast in the Captain America movie.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. This is their way of getting in that backstory because they know they're not going to get to film that episode.
Yeah.
So they were able, and they had enough to give the comic writers, artists, producers, I don't really know what specific, but
I like Patty in the chat room says it's a big conspiracy. Realm jumpers are the Enchanted World's version of Bigfoot, aliens, and the Loch Ness monster.
I could see that. I definitely and Alice was not at the tea party. I'll spoil that for you.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on this one?
It seemed really casual about the world jumping.
Yeah.
Really casual.
But we've been getting that in the main series too. It's becoming less and less of an issue where it was the big unsurmountable obstacle that Rumple back there in his Hurley hoodie had to face, you know.
It's not a oh yeah, Hurley hoodie. Sorry.
I called it right this time.
Yeah, you called it right, and I was confused. Yeah. So I mean, it's nice to get the backstory, especially when we know we're not getting them.
Yeah, and there was some bonus stuff in the back.
There is
too.
some bonus. There's some costume sketches, some Jolly Roger pictures. Felt a little like stretching out the book, but you know, it's always, if you're into fashion and costumes and stuff, it's really nice.
Oh, it looks like Hope just showed up. She missed the. Hope, you'll have to go back and listen to our review of.
You missed it.
Out of Time. What was it again? Show the camera. Show the camera. The nice book.
Show the nice people at the camera.
Yeah.
We're
Once
muted.
Upon a Time, Out of the Past. What's that?
She said we're muted.
We're muted.
Not for her. No. She had to.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was like, whoa. I didn't think we were muted. No, but
They
okay.
just
So
told us.
I guess we'll end with an arbitrary scale. Anne-Marie,
All right.
out of 328 dead fairy tale characters, how many dead fairy tale characters would you give out of the past?
I don't know, I'm typing into the chat. 328 fairy tale characters. 217?
Say it a little louder.
217 dead
What?
fairy tale characters.
Why?
I don't want to read that again, but it was good information.
Fair enough.
And I don't know, I really don't know if it's because it was a comic and I'm very, very from comics.
Yeah.
I really am, but hope you missed the entire discussion of the comics.
Yeah, but at least you can admit that's a you problem too.
I
you
can
know?
admit that is a me problem, but I don't want to read it again.
That's fair. Okay, as for me, I'll probably give it probably like 250 dead fairy tale characters because I liked the stories well enough, but they at the same time they all felt like cover versions of stories we've already had on the show.
Okay, yes.
You know, set around a particular theme, which was people from the past reappearing, except for the Jefferson one, which was kind of like people from the past telling their origin story or whatever. But, you know, I enjoyed it well enough. The art was kind of so-so in places, but you kind of
there was
expect
good,
that
and then
from
right.
assembly line kind of licensed property work like this.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so I guess before we get into the big Regal Con interview with Liz and Roxy and tell you guys all about that, we figured we'd go ahead and open up some mail, which...
Mail!
Yeah, I'll hold it up to the camera here so people can see the... Yes, it's Greetings from Storybrooke, P.O. Box 2641, Ackworth, Georgia 30102. If you want to send us something...
For about the next month.
Yeah, for our poster board there behind Anne-Marie on the set. But
yeah, if you're sending something, though, you need to get it in the mail. Our box expires.
Our listener, Elizabeth, went ahead and sent us in something as part of entering our Regal Con test. Regal Con contest. But here, let's see here. What could it be? What flat thing will we have for our thing? And we also have a card from Hope up there to put up there, too.
Yeah, I know. It's upstairs. Hold on. It's stuck.
Opening is not great on an audio
Opening is
podcast, but
awful.
the visual people are all about it.
They're loving it.
Let's see here. What could it be?
Dear Bill and Anne-Marie, this sketch is for your wall. I hope you like it. I hope it can also count towards an entry in the contest. Your faithful listener, Elizabeth.
And it does.
Absolutely. Ooh, 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 ooh.
We got something here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we got it?
Yep. So, we've got what the original version is of what she based this off of. So this is what she based it off
Yeah, a
of.
picture of Snow, Charming, and Emma. Hold it up there for a little bit
for
longer,
another-
just so people can see it. Yeah, Snow, Charming, and Emma.
Then Snow, Charming, and Emma.
Yep,
It's
in colored
kind of-
pencil.
Yep, in colored pencil. And then this is just the outlines, which you cannot see whatsoever.
Yeah,
on
because
my
the camera's all blown out. Let me try it on mine.
Okay, careful with it.
Yep. Nope, not at all. Too blown out. Sorry about that. But thank you very much, Elizabeth, and we'll get those hung up very, very soonly. So excited to see
I
those
love
two.
it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and so excited you were able to enter the thing too, for sure. Okay, so actually, you know, now we're going to go ahead and switch gears, I think, and we're going to go into, we'll tell you about the contest because you still have like a day and a half to enter.
Yep.
And then we'll go ahead and transition into our pre-recorded interview with Liz and Roxy, and then we'll be back to finish up with some news and some letters. So, talk to you in a minute. Greetings from Storybrooke. I'm Bill Meeks.
And I'm Anne-Marie DeSimone.
And we're here to announce our Greetings from Storybrooke Regal Con Test. If you don't know what Regal Con is, it's a convention they're having this year in Anaheim, California, May 8th through 10th, that focuses on the Once Upon a Time fandom. Now, there's going to be a lot of oncers there, and a lot of cast members, too, like Emily DeRaven, Sean McGuire,
many dwarves.
And Rebecca Mader will be there, August, all sorts of people.
That's right. August will be there.
Thanks to you guys, thanks to our patrons, we're going to be able to cover my plane ticket and my hotel room, just off of you guys' donations that you've made over at patreon.com/universebox. Thank you
guys.
So much.
Really appreciate it.
And we're definitely going to be bringing you back a lot of exclusive content. We should be doing some interviews, some special panels out there. We'll be talking to you guys, the Once Upon a Time fans and everything. In order to get Anne-Marie to the convention, not only do we have to cover her airfare, but we also have to pay for a babysitter for the kids. But we'd love to have her go out there and help with the interviews and be on panels and interact with all of you guys. So we've come up with a fun way to kind of try and finance this. We want to see you there, which is why we're throwing the Greetings from Storybrooke Regal Con test. So 2 prizes. The grand prize, the 3-day general admission ticket to Regal Con 2015, and the runner-up prize, which is a beautiful Rumpelstiltskin stand-in like we have right back here.
Now, there are 3 ways for you to enter the Regal Con test. First is by making a one-time donation. There should be a pretty little button right around here.
Yeah, and you can make a donation right through YouTube,
right through
here.
YouTube. Second is to donate to our Patreon or to up your donation if you're a current patron. And patron donations start at 10 cents.
The grand prize
is worth $139.
$139 for 10 cents? That's a good entry, right?
I think that's a good deal.
But, if you don't want to spend money directly, we completely understand, and that's
completely
fine. So we have a third way to enter, too.
Send us a postcard.
Very easy.
Because our, where is it? Thing here is pretty empty still. Send us something to put in the frame and you'll be entered to win both of the prizes as well.
That will definitely count as an entry, which is good. And you can send it to this address right here that we'll put right
There's going to be an address.
Right there. Yes, you have to enter quickly because we want to give everyone, the grand prize winner, we want to give them time to make travel arrangements, hotel arrangements, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to cut off entries midnight on April the 8th. Then what we'll do on April 9th is we'll go ahead and draw the grand prize winner, and we'll contact them privately and give them 24 hours to either accept or decline. If they accept, fine, we're off to the races, and we'll do a second draw for the Rumpel standout, or stand-in, stand-up. But if they reject it or they don't respond, we're going to go ahead and pull another grand prize winner and keep going like that until we find someone who wants to do it, and then, make a second draw for the runner-up. Right. If you win the general admission ticket, we're going to take you out for dinner and drinks or something too. Just hang out for a little bit, everything.
You have to. I mean,
Definitely.
if you're coming to a convention, you've got to enjoy yourself.
Okay, so like we said, 2 prizes, 1 general admission ticket free of charge to Regal Con 2015 that they've graciously provided us, and 1 Rumpelstiltskin stand-up cutout cardboard guy like we have in the background of all of our episodes of Greetings from Storybrooke. Get your entry in by April 8th to enter, and we hope to see you at the con. Okay, and we're back with Roxy Nazari and Liz Schlater. We're already talking to Liz. Roxy, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. Now, Regal Con's kind of your brainchild, right? Why don't you tell us a little bit about how it came together, how it formed?
Well, it was really just an idea that I came about that was on Twitter, and I thought, how cool would this be to do a convention for Once Upon a Time? I actually became a volunteer, and then I ended up turning what used to be called LanaCon into what we now call Regal Con, and making this dream a reality. It's a convention for the fans by actual fans, which is what makes it unique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems really good. Now, you said there was a presence as a LanaCon before. What years was that going on? What kind of offerings did they have? And what sets Regal Con apart? Or what have you guys changed or tightened up?
So LanaCon never actually happened. It was another girl on Twitter was her idea, and she had other friends, and they all wanted to do it. And so I actually They were trying to do it this year, and then so basically I became a volunteer for them, and then it turned out like that they didn't know how to actually make it happen. So I ended up creating my own company, Regal Queen Productions / REN Entertainment, and that's why it's called Regal Con, is because that is my business name. And I'm also an evil regal, so.
It makes total sense then. Total sense. Now, you guys have a lot of wonderful guests that lined up and everything, and we'll get to that a little bit more in a minute. But one that I saw you guys announce, I think over the weekend, that everyone seemed really excited about, and I had just never heard about them before, was the band 45 Spacer is coming. So, could you tell us a little bit about 45 Spacer? Because yeah, I'm just kind of curious. I caught a whiff of what they're about, but maybe.
So 45 Spacer consists of Jack and Pat de Blasio, and they are Lana Parrilla's stepsons.
Oh.
And one's affiliate. I think it was Jack was on.
Jack was one of the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
On Once Upon a Time.
Oh, that's really cool.
They actually have a song called Last Thing You'll Do, and it is a song they wrote about the Evil Queen. It's really great. All the Evil Regals love them, and I think this is a great opportunity for the rest of the Oncers to discover their music, because they're two young boys who are in a really great band. So I think everyone will enjoy their music.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I did when I saw them announced. I didn't go through and do song interpretations or anything, but I listened to it and it sounded really good. So yeah, I'm really excited to see them for sure. I believe, and obviously correct me if I'm wrong, but they're one of the add-on things you can get to the general admission ticket, which there are a lot of. There are a lot of different things you can do, dinners, meetings, things like that. Now, which one would you guys say is probably the best value if someone can only pick one? Like, what's the best monetary value as far as those add-ons? And which one do you, not discounting money entirely, which one do you think would be the most fun and the most worth getting?
I think if you're a huge Once Upon a Time fan, you would want to do one of our 3 events. We have on Friday we have the cocktail party. On Saturday we have the dinner, and then after the dinner we have the ball. And our guest stars will be actually at those events, mingling with the fans. So, if I had to choose just one of those, I would really suggest probably the dinner, because it's going to be it would be you and 9 other people, and one of those 9 people would be one of the actors from the show. So you're actually getting to eat dinner at a table with a Once Upon a Time actor.
Yeah, maybe worst case scenario, maybe bring a little compact mirror and like a toothpick just to make sure you don't have any food in your teeth when you're talking to them. But,
yeah, the people who have bought tickets are like, oh my goodness, I'm so nervous. But I mean, I think it'll be fine. I think it's just, a more intimate, like one-on-one chance to just hang out, ask questions. And I would think that, like, for personally, me, I mean, the dinner and the cocktail party would be great for more intimate, just chit-chatting, meeting, greeting the actors and all. I think the ball is going to be really fun, because you kind of get that where the actors are going to be there, and you can chit-chat with them, hang out with them.
Also party.
Yeah, but then after, it's going to be like a giant Oncer party, and it's going to be really fun. So,
I think I'll definitely be going to that one. I mean, everything about this convention sounds just so much fun. Like, what do you guys have set as far as the schedule and panels and things like that so far? Do you have much planned out yet, or anything you want to share?
We're currently working on the schedule, but we're hoping to post all the times for everything. But there will be several Q&A panels with the actors. We're not sure who we're pairing with who yet. And then we're also going to have some other ones that are not about the actors. Liz, you want to tell us more about that?
Yeah, we understand that it's a lot to have all these add-ons, and they are things that you have to purchase outside. So we really wanted to bump up what a general admission ticket can get you, and we really wanted to bump up what fans can experience with other fans on a smaller level. So we have a bunch of general admission panels that are kind of secondary to the actor Q&As. We have some discussions with some guest professors coming in about, violence and fairy tales, and just general discussions like that. We have a few fan casts that are going on, fan-led discussions, and we have also paired with Adobe, and we're going to have like a fan creativity panel talking about fan art and podcasting and video editing, and in that we will actually be giving away a 1-year subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud. So that's really cool.
Oh yeah, that sounds completely awesome. Because I mean, one thing about Once is they love making art in support of the show. So I mean, that'll be just a fun panel in general, and then throw on the Adobe Creative Cloud along with it. That's awesome.
Yeah, we understand and recognize that we have a very, very creative fandom, and so we kind of wanted to just have something available for them. And I think that we have a couple other companies that we're going to be pairing with. Maybe an effects panel that we're working on right now, get some green screen action in there.
Oh, fun.
And, you know, we want to encourage fans to reach out to us as well. If you have an idea for a panel, or if there's something that you want to see, and we can help you bring other fans together to make that, you know, a discussion or a panel, or, you know, just a little meetup, like, please let us know. Reach out to us on Tumblr, Twitter, our website, Facebook, and we really want to incorporate those kind of activities to make it a true fan convention.
Oh yeah, definitely. As long as you're mentioning it, why don't you go ahead and give everyone that contact info, like the precise, just so they have it. You know, if they want to reach out to you guys.
I think the easiest way to reach out is through our website. There's a little box that says "Ask Us Anything."
Oh, okay.
And it'll be sent and emailed to me, and I can answer any questions, and I can also answer questions.
Yeah, and all the links to our social media are, we're on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook, and they're all at the top of our website, which is www.regalcon2015.com.
Excellent. Now, let's see. So, what's the hotel it's taking place in again?
The Wyndham Anaheim Garden Grove Hotel.
Excellent.
It's right on the street from Disneyland.
Oh, that's... Oh, sorry. I was going to say that's fun. I'd imagine there'll probably be some groups like maybe going down for a little bit or something. You know, when things.
Yeah, it's literally like 3 blocks away from Disneyland.
Disneyland, downtown Disney, and there's always shuttles running. It's a very easy place to transfer, you know, to get to. So.
Yeah, I'm anxious to. I don't know if I'm going to make it down to Disneyland or anything, but I'm anxious to get close down there. Just I lived in Los Angeles, and I would always see Disneyland like from the highway going down to Orange County, but I never stopped. So it's going to be cool at least to get within a couple blocks of it anyway.
Yeah, so go have dinner at downtown Disney. It'd be great.
Oh yeah, for sure. What's going to be the setup as far? Do you guys have an idea of the setup as far as like, you know, once you get to the hotel and you picking up badges, all that sort of stuff? Do you guys have all that ironed out yet, or is that still a work in progress?
Yeah, we have a designated check-in area that's going to be where you go in and check in and grab your bag, your passes, and all of your add-on information, just information about where you need to be and when things are, pick up your event schedule. So we'll have that set up a little bit before actual programming starts on Friday.
Excellent. Oh, go ahead.
You're also welcome to buy anything else. If you wanted to add on stuff at the event, you're welcome to do that too.
Oh,
so
we'll have
registration and ticket sales available at the event.
Excellent. That's good. So that you don't have to decide right now. Well, except for the ones that have like limited engagements, like the dinner and everything, where you sit with the cast member.
And autographs and photos up too. Like, it's probably safer to get them ahead of time because there's only so much time in the schedule to, you know, fit in all of that. So there is a cap. We haven't reached it yet, but just to be safe, if you're dead set on something, I say get it.
Yeah, better be safe than sorry.
For her then.
Definitely. So what guest are you guys most excited about? Because again, there's going to be a ton of actors from the show there and everything. So which ones are you most excited about?
Honestly, all of them. I mean, they're all. I've met several of them, and everyone from this show. They're just great people. They're really pleasant to talk to, and they just really love their fans. And I don't think I've really experienced that with like any show before, where I truly like all of them.
Yeah, like I know the only I've met two actors from the show, Grumpy and Hopper, and both of them, like, I approached them at Dragon Con here in Atlanta, and I was just like, hey, what's up? How's it going? And they were like, oh, another person for an autograph. Sure, here you go. Shake your hand, all this stuff. And then, but once I mentioned I did a podcast about Once Upon a Time, they were like, oh, this guy's in on it. So then they just like completely blew open, and they were just like, they were as excited as I was, honestly.
Yeah, actually, Lee, who plays Grumpy / Dreamy / Leroy, he's going to be with us at Regal Con, and it's really cool. I've only ever met Sean, which is at WonderCon last year, and so I'm looking forward to just chit chatting with everybody. But in this whole process, like, they've been so great, and like Lee's offered us so much, and they're all just so willing to work with us and help make this a great event for the fans. So it's really cool to see.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the one thing about Once fandom, it's just like there's something really special about Once fandom, because we do another fan cast too, and I've been involved for Fox's Gotham, and I've been involved in other fan communities before, and there's just for good or for bad, there's just an extreme amount of intensity and energy from the Once Upon a Time fans, and it's going to be really exciting to be like in a room full of people that excited about the show,
Yeah, we do have a very passionate fandom, and I think it's really cool to have these kind of events where you ship what you ship, your favorite characters are who your favorite characters are. People have different views on storylines, but to get people together that have this one common interest, like, you're all so passionate about this one thing, and just to group these people together and give them the chance to meet, to discuss, to meet people that they've known on social media for years. I think that's really a special thing, and we're really glad that we can offer that.
Oh yeah, it'll be regardless of the level of party you're comfortable with, it'll be a party for sure. So
it'll be a party.
Definitely. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for talking to me and everything. If you want to go ahead and just let people know where the website is again, and maybe just break down real quick, like the general admission and the guest, just to be sure we got it all in here.
Okay, well, you can find us at www.regalcon2015.com. Our guests are Emily DeRobin, Sean McGuire, Rebecca Mader, Eon Bailey, David Anders, Lee Ehrenberg, Beverly Elliott, Gil McKinney, Bastiana Dabata, and Michael Coleman.
That was solid. Did you do that all off the top of your head, or were you referencing something?
No comment. Off the top of my head. No, actually, I was reading it. But we have also our MC, Joshua Reed Davis, and 45 Spacer. Woo. And then we have one-day general admission tickets, so you could buy just Friday, just Saturday, or just Sunday. We have the weekend, so you can buy a pass for the entire weekend. And then we also have our packages. We have the Feather, the Hearts, and the Regal package, which include some of the add-ons, and you also get a reserved seat for the panels. Whereas with the general admission, it's first come, first serve.
Yeah, you have to get in line. But
yeah, and if I do say so myself, Friday is a pretty good deal. Friday, we don't have any actors panel scheduled, but we do have a trivia contest, costume contest, those kind of fan-oriented things, and a cocktail party, and 45 Spacer. But the general admission ticket for Friday is $25, so I think that's a pretty sweet deal. The cocktail party and the concert are add-ons, but if you just want to come say hi, that's cool too.
Yeah, well, the nice thing, I always find, like, when I've gone to Dragon Con here in Atlanta, which is my second time mentioning it, but I always find it's good, even if the real convention doesn't start until Thursday, it's good to get there like Wednesday night, because then you get a chance where it's quieter, you get to find a group to, fall in with for the weekend and everything, and, they kind of get the lay of the land before the real action starts, so.
Yeah, definitely, and I do know, because we pay attention to Twitter, we see everyone's tweets, and we know that there are a lot of people that are like traveling solo. They're coming, such a far way by themselves, and so
reach out to us on Tumblr. I just had someone contact on Tumblr saying, can you post my username? I want to connect with people because I'm going to be by myself. So you know what? Reach out to us, and we'll do what we can to help because this is all about bringing the family together. So if you want us to do that and post for you and help you connect, then we can do that as well.
Oh yeah, and definitely. I mean, once you land on the ground in Anaheim, I mean, tweet me at Bill Meeks. I'm going to be running around looking for someone to grab a bite to eat with or a drink or something. So tweet me too, and we'll hook it up definitely. Well, thank you guys so much again for taking the time to talk to me, and I can't wait to meet you in a few weeks here in Anaheim.
Same here. Very excited.
Yeah, it should be good. I don't know if you guys know how we end the show or not. It's basically until next time. Until then, we say the name of the show. You guys want to do it with? And now it's time for the news. News.
What happened there?
Oh well, I originally it was just going to be that in the episode, and then we went ahead and we wanted to do the out of the past thing. We had some news and some feedback, so we wanted to go ahead and
I was like,
feature
what's
that.
going on?
Yeah, and this news came in just as we were getting ready to start doing the episode. Basically, they released a sample scene from the next episode of Once Upon a Time, Heart of Gold. So put on your spoiler goggles. We're going to watch it live and then tell you what we think. This will be a good example of an instant reaction.
If we get to that point on Patreon.
Patreon.com/universebox.
Boom. Load up. I meant the picture.
Oh. Great to see the sheriff didn't scare everyone off. What can I get for you?
No, I didn't come here for the ale, nor clearly for the ambience. I came to make a deal.
Let's make a deal.
I've asked around for the best thief in the land, dearie, and everyone's pointed me to you.
Yes, well,
that's what he stood for.
I'm not in that line of business anymore.
Everybody's
And
getting
soon
out of the
it seems
thievery.
you won't be in the tavern business either. There's not a tax notice on the door.
Get to the point.
Robin Hood
I
owned
can
a
solve all
tavern.
your problems.
That's why he was in there
I
when
need you to go
Tank
to a
brought
faraway
Regina to
land.
find the true love, I guess.
A land that's ruled by an old compatriot who would not be happy to see my pretty face again. I need you to break into the vault and steal the elixir of the wounded heart.
It's a ridiculously self-explanatory name. Also, probably a fool's errand.
It's far from that, dearie, far from that.
Yeah, and Angel
It does
points
exactly
out
what it
that
says.
Rumple's accent sounds
It cures
a little
wounded hearts,
different.
physically, emotionally. It's
little
powerful
bit.
stuff. So how would you like to take a little trip?
Good night, Daddy.
Where would I be going?
Another realm, a land called Oz.
Oz.
How are you going to send him there, Rumple?
Would you do that for me?
Rumple was getting kind of flirty there at the end.
He was
with,
getting a little flirty.
Robin Hood. No, but that was a good scene. That was a good scene. A good setup for who knows. Who could possibly know? But when you're done watching Heart of Gold, what you need to do is you need to get up. You need to
No, you just need to pick up your phone.
you need to break into a tavern, pick up their phone,
hold on,
email
they
us
haven't seen this.
greetingsfromstorybrooke@gmail.com, tweet us at GFStorybrooke.
I'm gonna get you.
Facebook us at facebook.com/greetingsfromstorybrooke. And the voicemail number is 424-274-2352. Again, that's 424-274-2352. And that's what Michael did. So why don't you go ahead and take it away, Michael?
Hey, Bill and Anne Marie, this is Michael Lucero. I'm actually listening to your podcast right now, and I had to pause it and record this voicemail to make sure I didn't forget these thoughts that your discussion of this episode caused me to have. I was thinking, I don't know if y'all read my comment about why I thought the Bell's mom theory didn't work.
Yes.
It's on one of the, I think maybe the Too Many Mermaids page on your website. But thinking about how we have the situation now, I don't think that that problem is a problem anymore. I think Belle's mom could be one of the authors in the past, since there's more than one, and since the position of authorship is something handed down within these stories, not outside of them, like in our world or in a different world or something. So I think that could definitely work. And I was thinking about how that maybe could have happened, the whole ogre thing that we saw earlier this season. Maybe The present author, who I'll call Phil, because that's what that actor's character's name was in Lost. So maybe Phil found one of the books, or maybe like a scrap of paper from the book, and then maybe found a pen or something that was from the sorcerer that Belle's mom had dropped or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But maybe he found it and found the scrap of paper and started writing stuff down, and then was amazed to find out that they actually happened. And he's like, oh, wow, I can actually change reality with this. So maybe he used that to write the whole story of Belle's mom getting killed or kidnapped by the ogre, therefore sabotaging the whole authorship thing. And then maybe he wrote himself into the authorship position, or maybe he just kind of manipulated the sorcerer into giving it to him. Who knows? So that could have worked. Also, I think the whole thing with Regina's page that we found in the library, maybe that was something that Belle's mom had actually written, and maybe that was how things were supposed to have actually did go. Not supposed to, but actually did go down.
And then he went back
and
and
then
changed it.
Phil
Yeah.
comes by, and he's got the authorship now. Belle's mom is gone. And he's like, oh, I don't like this. I'm going to change the story. So maybe he uses the magic pen to actually change the story instead of writing it down wrong, change what somebody had already written. And so maybe he actually changed the past. And
Like
that's
switch out
why
some pages.
the page is ripped out, because it actually did happen, but he changed it. And so I really like this the more I think about it, because it potentially all the plot holes that exist in Once Upon a Time as a show from day one till now could potentially be explained by this whole author storyline. Because if there's something that makes sense, if there's an instance where the writers of the show seem to be forgetting their own rules of how magic works, I think it is probably still lazy storytelling or just bad writing. But within the context of the show, you can explain that away and say, hey, well, of course that's not how it should have happened, but the reason it shouldn't have happened, or the reason it did happen that way, is that Phil is messing with things and doesn't observe the way magic works, because he's like, it's a better story. So anyway, those are my thoughts, and sorry for this insanely long voicemail, and this voicemail that probably isn't going to be relevant anymore by the time you get to put it in a podcast again. But all right, that's my thoughts for now. You all take care. Bye.
Hey, you know, Michael, we played it when it was still relevant.
Still relevant.
Yeah, and I really like the theory though. Like you got into kind of like sort of like really fast like conspiracy theory talking.
I like it.
Which is when the best theories come out.
The best
always.
theories do come out, because you can tell that they're just hitting you as you're saying them.
Oh yeah, Angel in the chat room says, so Phil is basically like that kid who sees something that clearly happened and he's just like, nuh-uh, that didn't happen. My way's better.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, and I just wanted to mention too, one of our other contest entries for the Regal Con test was a great like long form poem from Elena that I just wanted to point out and say is there. We're going to put the full text in the show notes for this episode, but I believe she's sending us an audio version.
Oh, that's awesome.
That we can play probably in our next episode or something. So we'll save it for that. But thank you, Elena, for that.
Yay,
As always,
thank you, Elena.
When you get done with the computer, I need you to
When you get done with the computer?
when you break down the computer. When you
We
get done
lost it.
when you get done watching Heart of Gold, I need you to break into a bar, steal their computer phone, email us, greetingsfromstorybrooke@gmail.com, tweet us at GSStorybrooke. The Facebook is facebook.com/greetingsfromstorybrooke. And the voicemail number, as always, is 424-274-2352. Again, that's 424-274-2352. Unless you think that this is all you're going to hear from us until we're back next week with Heart of Gold. Nay, I say.
Nay.
Turns out we recorded a secret commentary for season 1, episode 5, that still small voice, the Hopper origin story. And we're going to roll that out probably on Friday or Saturday, something like that.
Sometime this week.
To give you a little something extra to get you through the hiatus until we have a new episode.
I love that we call it a hiatus. It was a week off.
It was a week
off
long
and you get
hiatus.
2 episodes. What?
It was a spring break. And hi to
And that's why I drink, people.
hi to Camilla that just came into the chat room. Sorry you came in so late. We're just wrapping up and everything. But
It'll be up soon to watch.
Anne-Marie, where can people find you online?
You can find me on the Twitters at AMDSimone, or really at any of our show accounts because I frequently check them because that's what I do.
And as for me, you can follow me on Twitter at Bill Meeks. You can follow the stuff I write at dogboyadventures.com. Also have a new book. Just got a proof of the cover today for
it's awesome.
Trials of King Sparrow. If you ever wanted to see a bird become Rambo, you're going to love this book. Dogboyadventures.com. And you can follow all the podcasts we do, including our new podcast about everything, Universe
About
Box.
everything. Stories set to a theme, if you will.
Yes, at universebox.com. All right, well, I guess that's about it. Sorry again, Camilla, we're leaving.
We're done.
But
It'll be up in an hour.
until next time,
Greetings from Storybrooke.
Bye.
Sing me a story. Sing me a song.
Sing me a story about once upon a time. Wait. I wasn't playing the theme song for them. Yes. Sorry I wasn't playing the theme song at first, guys.
Yeah.
My apologies. Mucho apologencia.
What? I don't think that's right.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Absolutely, probably not. But thank you guys so
Thank
much
you
for
guys
coming
for
out
joining
on an
us.
odd night. Like we thought it was going to be dead in there, but you guys proved us wrong yet again.
Always. Love
Super
it.
duper duper thank you. But have a good night, guys.
Hope get some sleep.
Yes, definitely. Bye.
Boop.